When Jinpachi ego pulled Isagi to the side and asked him if he believes in the god of soccer, most of us had no idea what he was actually saying. We didn't really understand him. But when Isagi answered yes and declared that one day he would meet with the god of soccer himself, it felt like your typical cheesy main character moment. But now, less than 20 chapters later, I finally understand what ego meant. Because Isagi has just taken the first true step to meet with the god of soccer himself, just as Jinpachi warned him about. But to really understand why this moment is so important, we first have to understand Isagi's biggest flaw that nobody expected. The one where Hugo completely embarrasses him psychologically in front of all of his teammates. Earlier on in the match versus France and Japan, Hugo presents an argument that appears so convincing that even his own teammates believe him. Isagi is not meant to be the #1 striker on his team. He is naturally meant for #2. And this has been a sentiment echoed by almost everyone in the Bluelock community. How Isagi should be a cam, a midfielder, he is not suitable for the striker position. Because compared to monsters like Rin or Kaiser, Isagi does not seem naturally suited for that position. He should be a playmaker, according to his suitability. So what does this suitability mean? This is what Hugo's ideology is built on, suitability, which stems from the idea that people are not born equal. From birth, everyone is given a physique, personality, talents, and their own natural ceiling. These attributes determine what kind of life a person would be naturally suited for. Just like a horse runs and birds fly, they do so because it is in line with their suitability. According to Hugo, humans suffer because they refuse to accept their own natural suitability. They chase after dreams beyond their capabilities, dreams that their biology was never designed to achieve. This is why Hugo presents this formula as the victory formula. 66% talent, meaning the things and attributes you were born with. 33% environment, meaning how you train and develop those abilities. And 1% luck. When you examine Isagi under those lenses, you would see that it is completely true. Isagi does not have the physique or the innate talent of a genius. However, the one thing that has been consistent with humans compared to animals is the fact that animals follow their nature. However, humans actively oppose it. A horse would never dream of flying, but yet the human does. They dream of what is impossible and make it possible through their own means. This is why Hugo is 99% correct, but ultimately he is wrong, even though it is just by 1%. Because Bluelock is a system that actively rejects the 99 and builds on the 1%, the 1 out of 100 striker. This is what Bluelock has been working on for the entire time, finding the striker who is suitably unsuitable. But what does that mean? Normally, suitability means fitting in perfectly with a predefined role, but Isagi's nature is not to be #1. This is why he struggles with the pressure and anxiety that was shown before the game even began. This is because throughout the entire story, Isagi was not the #1 in his team up until now. He grew because he had other people that he needed to devour in his team. People like Kaiser, Rin, all those characters forced him to grow, which tells us that by nature, Isagi's truest suitability is refusing a fixed position. Hugo's entire argument boils down to the fact that one should not chase what he is unsuitable for. However, for Isagi, that is what his suitability is. Isagi is suitable to chase the unsuitable. He is the 1 striker out of 100. That's why he is the rebel, because he cannot follow the rules of nature. What he is suited to do is to go against it. And all this goes back to the question that Jinpachi asked Isagi. Do you believe in the god of soccer? What answer do you believe Hugo would have given this question if he was asked? Hugo would have said no, because he believes that everything can be explained by biology, and luck is very tiny. Not a miracle, but simple probability. like whether the rebound of a shot falls on you or not. But on the contrary, how does Isagi answer this question? He says yes, he believes in the god of soccer. And what is also pretty interesting, and is definitely not a coincidence by the author, is that all of this happens when Isagi tells Jinpachi that he feels like he's about to find the theory to beat Noah. And this is because the god of soccer only appears when somebody surpasses what should be possible for them. The one who can meet the god of soccer is the one who is suitably unsuitable, the one whose nature is to defy nature itself. That is the rebel, Isagi Yuichi.